Uncle Howdy is coming back to the WWE with a faction that we're just going to call the Wyatt Six. It may be called something different. With fan speculation plus recent teases that it potentially is going to be called the Wyatt Six, that's what we're going to call it for the sake of this video. With Uncle Howdy being shown on the last QR code on Raw, now seems the best time to make an old school theory video on what the new Wyatt Six faction could do. First, we'll take the code that we was given on the very first QR code tease, and we believe the letters in this code do represent the names of the people in the Wyatt Six faction. 5 on the left, 1 on the right. Now, that kind of says to me that 5 are going to arrive first, and then the final one later on, and that makes a lot of sense. I've seen some reports about that too, and I think that's genius. I think returning Howdy is always going to get this insane reaction. It's going to be a really cool moment to see Bo Dallas back in a WWE ring. And I think with the people joining him, there'll be a lot to uncover, a lot to unpack, a lot to talk about. But probably following the first feud, a lot of fans will lose interest. It's just natural in the way wrestling progresses and constantly moves. So introducing the 5 and then revealing the 6th to be Alexa Bliss is what we believe. That is genius, especially if you book Alexa Bliss to be like the overlord of the group. And I say that because she was alongside Bray Wyatt. In terms of the Bray Wyatt world, she was his equal, and it makes sense in the Uncle Howdy storyline from what he told with Alexa Bliss the last time she was on TV, asking if she was in charge. This could add another dynamic to an already interesting storyline arc that just allows it to keep growing and becoming stronger and becoming bigger every single time you tune into WWE TV, and I really like the idea of them doing that. Alexa Bliss being in the group could also be the key to unlock the Firefly Funhouse. Now, some of the mystique from the Firefly Funhouse isn't there, and yes, this is totally Bray Wyatt's creation, and we now know exactly what the Funhouse was from the Bray Wyatt documentary. We know the Funhouse existed and evolved in the mind of Bray Wyatt, but we've never explored how other people were able to go into the Funhouse. We've never explored the kayfabe of the Firefly Funhouse, and I think that's the side of the Funhouse that we could explore in the future. Specifically, if Taylor Rotunda, Bo Dallas, was the person in the Funhouse. An alter ego for him, allowing him to play himself and Uncle Howdy at the same time. Give him his own puppets, like a B puppet, obviously to represent the B team, things like that. It could also allow WWE to introduce the Bray Wyatt puppets into this new world. And I think if you was to give someone like Dexter Lumis a version of a Mercy the Buzzard mask for maybe just an entrance, not even to wrestle in, don't introduce him as Mercy, introduce him as Dexter Lumis, but he comes to the ring in a Mercy mask or something. It's just a cool little nod and a nice little tribute to Bray. We could, though, be totally wrong about what this faction is. We might not know what we're looking for, and it could be a very ordinary group, kind of like a cult, to represent the cult leader era of Bray Wyatt. A new family could literally be a new Wyatt family. No supernatural stuff at all. Or they could be monsters that literally destroy everything that moves. And we just don't know yet. Whatever version of characters and personas this group takes, you have to question what their motives will be. With Bray's story, it was very clear it was built on revenge and him making up for past mistakes. In that sense, if you want to pay tribute to Bray, you could see people face someone like Randy Orton. He was the last person to face the Fiend. We could go full Life is a Circle, and the very first feud could be Finn Balor at SummerSlam. We've been seeing a lot of issues within the Judgment Day lately, and preying on those issues. Having the Uncle Howdy faction play psychological mind games with Judgment Day, breaking them up, would be a great start for their tenure in WWE. Could also be a great feud to elevate Alexa Bliss to the level of like a Rhea Ripley after her such a long absence from WWE. Or we could see the members of the Wyatt Six faction actually take up their own personal stories in a bit of revenge. Imagine Dexter Lumis upset his kayfabe wife, Indy Hartwell, has never contacted him since his absence from WWE, So therefore, he uses the female members of the group to get to her, while he targets Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, bringing Eric Rowan along and entering the tag team scene. There's a lot of potential storylines for this group. I also think it would be a great opportunity to introduce the Sister Abigail character. I don't believe this has to be done straight off of their return or the debut of the faction or anything like that. We've seen Sister Abigail over the years be portrayed by superstars, but never a fixed superstar. Even if that star is Alexa Bliss, I think this would be a great opportunity to really explore the Abigail character and what potential it has within the WWE universe. Also, having Alexa Bliss use the Sister Abigail move, I think, is very essential for this storyline as long as she's part of the group. Because if you remember, when she wasn't with Bray and Howdy, she never hit the Sister Abigail move. She attempted it multiple times, but was never able to connect it. Now everything's dark again, potentially. You've got to believe that she'll be able to hit it. And I think as a new finishing move for Alexa, that would be a great tribute to Bray. And it's something we've seen Alexa do before. And it just makes sense for storyline purposes. I also think it'd be a great idea to do something huge with Braun Strowman. Obviously, Braun Strowman could tie into this in so many ways. While I don't believe he's going to be in the group, he could be a great adversary for the group. Braun Strowman is a former member of the Wyatt family, and it would just make a lot of sense with his final interaction with Bray on TV, being rejecting rejoining him. His history with Alexa Bliss could be tied in as well, and I feel like tying all that together, making sense of it all, you could really tell an interesting, compelling, long storyline with Braun and the new Wyatt Six. You could bring in people like Ricochet to join the side of Braun Strowman, for example, giving Ricochet a nice little spotlight, a nice highlight for him. And I really do feel like they could do so much with this feud. Why not? Debuting the Uncle Harper character. Now, if you didn't know, when WWE trademarked Uncle Howdy, they also filed to trademark the term Uncle Harper. Now, we've never seen Uncle Harper, but we assume it will be a character paying tribute to the late Luke Harper, a former member of the Wyatt family. And with his bludgeon brother, Eric Rowan, set to return to WWE to be a part of this group, this would be a really interesting character and an interesting storyline, whether Rowan portrays it or is alongside it or whatever. It would be very interesting to see what WWE had in store for Uncle Harper, because we've never tested the waters with this. This would be brand new. It would likely be something Bray Wyatt potentially planned out, but we've never seen it. So using a Bray Wyatt storyline now, again, great tribute to Bray. But now it's over to you in the comment section. What do you want to see the new Uncle Howdy faction do in WWE? What do you hope that their characters personify? What do you hope their motives are? What do you hope that they achieve? What do you hope that they do? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like the video. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you next time. Peace!